Have you ever wondered why the American Civil War, a conflict that ended over 150 years ago, still feels so present in our lives today? It's not just a chapter in a history book. Its echoes are all around us, shaping our politics, culture, economy, and understanding of freedom itself. Let's dive deep into how the legacy of the Civil War continues to define modern America. Let's start with governance. The Civil War was, at its core, a brutal, fiery debate over the power of the federal government versus the rights of individual states. Does that sound familiar? It should. This fundamental tension is alive and well in our political discourse today. Every time you hear arguments about federal mandates, states' rights, or the scope of presidential power, you are hearing a modern version of the same constitutional questions that led to the war. The conflict solidified the supremacy of the federal government, establishing that the Union was indivisible. Yet, the debate never truly ended. It just changed its form, resurfacing in issues ranging from healthcare and education to environmental regulations. The war set a precedent for federal intervention in times of national crisis, a principle invoked countless times since, from the New Deal to the recent pandemic response. Understanding the Civil War is crucial to understanding the power dynamics that define American politics. Now, let's talk about memory and identity. How a nation remembers its past profoundly impacts its present and future. The Civil War is arguably the most contested and mythologized period in American history. Think about the statues, the monuments, the names of military bases and public schools. The debates over these symbols are not just about stone and bronze, they're about the stories we tell ourselves as a nation. They're about who gets to be the hero and whose experience is silenced. The Lost Cause narrative, which romanticized the Confederacy and downplayed the role of slavery, held a powerful grip on American culture for generations, influencing everything from movies to textbooks. The ongoing effort to challenge this narrative and present a more accurate, inclusive history is a direct consequence of this contested memory. It affects what our children learn in school, how our museums frame their exhibits, and how we, as a diverse society, forge a shared cultural identity. This struggle over historical memory is a battle for the soul of America, and its front line is the legacy of the Civil War. The economic impact of the war was nothing short of revolutionary, and we are still living with the consequences. Before the war, the Southern economy was overwhelmingly agrarian, built on the brutal institution of slave labor. The North, by contrast, was rapidly industrializing. The Union victory shattered the South's economic model and accelerated America's transformation into an industrial powerhouse. The war effort itself was a massive catalyst for manufacturing, railroad construction, and technological innovation. Industries like steel production, munitions, and ready-made clothing boomed. The federal government also took unprecedented economic steps, like introducing the first income tax and creating a national currency. These shifts laid the groundwork for the Gilded Age and established the economic structures that would dominate the 20th century. Today, when we look at the economic disparities that still exist between different regions of the country or the enduring power of industrial and financial centers that rose to prominence during that era, we are seeing the long economic shadow of the Civil War. It fundamentally rewired the American economy, and those connections are still live today. Perhaps the most profound and ongoing legacy of the Civil War lies in the struggle for civil rights. The war resulted in the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments, which abolished slavery, granted citizenship and equal protection under the law, and established voting rights for black men. These were monumental achievements, promises of a new birth of freedom. But as we know, the promise was not fully kept. The end of Reconstruction gave way to the era of Jim Crow, a system of state-sanctioned segregation and terror that lasted for nearly a century. The modern civil rights movement of the 1950s and 60s was, in many ways, a second civil war, fought not with cannons but with boycotts, marches, and legal challenges. Its leaders explicitly drew on the unfulfilled promises of the Reconstruction Amendments. They were fighting to make the 14th Amendment's guarantee of equal protection a reality for all Americans. And that struggle continues. Debates over voting rights, police reform, and racial justice are direct descendants of this long, unbroken line of conflict. Every step forward in the fight for equality stands on the foundation built by the sacrifices of the war and the tireless efforts of those who have fought for its ideals ever since. So, when we look back at the Civil War, we are not just looking at a historical event. We are looking in a mirror. Its lessons on governance challenge us to balance federal authority with individual liberty. Its contested memory forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about our national identity. Its economic transformation continues to shape our industrial landscape and regional fortunes. And most importantly, its central conflict over freedom and equality remains the defining struggle of the American experiment. The war may have ended on the battlefield at Appomattox, but its impact reverberates in our headlines, our courtrooms, our classrooms, and our communities every single day. It's a crucial part of our shared story, one we must continue to study and understand to navigate the challenges of our own time. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through history. If you found this exploration insightful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. What aspect of the Civil War's legacy do you find most compelling today? Let me know in the comments below. See you next time.